Hi. Does everything feel like the same old, same old? Are you feeling like your idea generator has shut down altogether and your action button has pooped out? Maybe you're dreading the next day at work or playing with the kids or the dog at 5:30 p.m. And do you solve all of this by just working yourself harder and getting more done? Well, the next few videos are quick intro into the benefits of intentional creative thinking for leaders and active change makers who need new mental energy, strategies, but also for those of you who are just downright tired and drained. My name is Dr. Kathy Hoyt, and I'm a psychologist at Fuse Creativity Consulting. And after 30 years of teaching, consulting, and doing psychological research, I know that creative thinking is the lifeline to better mental energy, to mental health, and to excellent leadership. I believe in its power so much that I do workshops and webinars helping people practice intentional creative thought, innovation, and play and exploration. And it works. Let me show you. How does creative thinking relate to your mood and energy for living? Well, I have a story to show that. I used to teach for several years a thinking class at University of Oregon, and I gave critical and creativity exercises for the students to do in and out of class. The average age of my students was about 28, and they had a full load of classes, a job, and usually a family to take care of. So they were busy and frequently very tired. One of my assignments I gave them for the quarter was for each student to pick a creative activity they'd always wanted to do but never had time to do it. And they were supposed to, it was things like playing the guitar or knitting or building something or designing something, taking pictures, something like that. And they were supposed to spend an hour and a half per week doing that activity, and then they were supposed to journal about their creative experience and turn the journal in to me every week to read. By the first week, most of the journals had lots of excitement about the new activity in them. By the third week, though, the students were becoming anxious about the hour and a half digging into their time to do their homework, spend time with their family and their jobs. By the fifth week, I was starting to hear about it. They were angry and rageful in some cases about the way this hour and a half dug into their life. By the seventh week, though, the majority of students shifted. Almost all 50 students were saying that the 1.5 hours allowed them time to meditate. They felt more able to take on their jobs and their parenting tasks, and they began looking forward to the time spent on themselves. And soon, some of them, their family members, began to sit with them and connect around the activity, even doing the activity with them sometimes. So there was a lot of change across those early weeks. At the end of the quarter, in the 10th week, each student was to present the results from their project. That might be a song on the guitar or a book of photos, or it could be a design blueprint, or in some cases, 1 inch of knitting because they had spent so much time pulling out all of their mistakes. The day they did this, there were smiles and laughter and tears, and general self-empowerment filled the room. It was a beautiful sight to behold after the early weeks of these students being very disconnected and very fearful about speaking out and being creative in the classroom. I would like that experience for you too. So benefit number 1, creative thinking helps your mind function at its best because it helps your mind be balanced. It helps a lot of things, mental energy wise as well. What does that feel like? It feels like you're enough and like you're thriving. So it's called quality of life. Now, the mind balance is hard to achieve because intelligence and passion, logic and emotion, scrutiny and play All of these things, they're so important for our mental health, and it promotes innovation and growth and empowerment of your true self for whatever your goals are as a leader, parent, and human being. But here's the kicker. Our society, our media, our education process has beat us to a pulp with emphasizing logic and critical thinking so much that most of us don't know how to create and play. Some of us even say we're not creative, but we don't take the time to practice being creative, and we have to intentionally practice and exercise creative thinking to develop it and to balance our minds. And that's what we work on at Fuse Creativity Consulting, webinars, and workshops. Think of the high points in your life, and I bet you will find that both critical and creative thinking were on high volume at the same time. You are enough when you are balanced and allowing all sides of your mind to be flowing. Illuminate your true self. Join me for one of my workshops or webinars listed on my website, www.fusecreativityconsulting.com. And in the meantime, please check out my other videos on other benefits of creative thinking with stories of people who are jumping right into it. Thanks a lot.